How you doing, Coach? All right, buddy.
All right, we stayed live, didn't we, Justin? Yep, we're still live. All right. Well, today I am excited to be joined by Mr. Anthony Robinson, the head football coach for the Little Rock Central Tigers. Coach, you coach at a very, very historically successful school that's fallen on some hard times.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how you guys are maybe using the history of that program to build into something that can maybe take it to be a success once again.
Well, me being a Little Rock guy, the history of Little Rock Central is just ingrained in me. When you're growing up in a kid playing little league sports or just being around in the Little Rock School District, that's what you know about. One, you know about it because of the tragedy that happened in 1957, right? But you think about all the sports history, even in that year, that was a year that they won the national championship, right? And you know that football as well as other athletics was a catalyst in ending segregation. And so it starts with that. And then when you look at the amount of state championships where they have 32 state championships, 44 conference championships, 2 national championships, you can't help but want to come in and try to at least get it back going in the right direction, right? Everybody kind of knows what happened in the inner city and resources and things of that nature that cause programs like Central to go down. But, our saying now in these days is that we're going to try to win anyways. And what I've been fortunate to do in the last 3 years is just grow each year. And the kids that are my seniors now were going into their sophomore year when I actually got the job, and they've bought in. And by them buying in, they've had other members in the community, their teammates, their peers starting to buy in, and even friends from other places starting to believe again. And anything when you're trying to rebuild, it starts with belief.
When you get that rolling, it's like a snowball going downhill. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Exactly.
You eventually get to where you want to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
So you guys play in what has been referred to as the SEC of Arkansas high school football. We've talked to multiple coaches from the 7A Central today. We'll talk to some more later, and O'Brien's going to be here, and they're the big fish in that conference right now. But you also have Conway, whose head coach has won a lot of state championships. Right. You have Pulaski Academy, whose head coach has won state championships. You got Little Rock Christian, who's a contender every year. And you guys are on the up and coming from what we're hearing, and you got Southwest, who's doing a good job as well. And Coach Brad Boulding over at North Little Rock, and so it just keeps getting – it doesn't get easier. It gets harder.
Exactly.
And so so tell me a little bit about how you see your schedule this season, who you guys are playing in non-conference, and then going into conference play, how you see that playing out.
Well, the biggest deal for us is just focusing on getting better, right? We played a Springdale team that actually turned it around. Coach Hobbs up there at Springdale, man, I think they were 2-8 the year prior, and then last year they come out and go 7-3 in the regular season, right? So we have those guys. Then we have Fort Smith Southside, and we have Rogers Heritage. Rogers Heritage, who we were able to get a victory against next year, but I know that they're growing and trying to rebuild as well. So, we have the whole year we have 9 7A competitions, and then our other competition is the 6A competition. So what we have to do is focus on us and do our part, in which when, my guys were young and now they're older, you hope that they come back with the energy and with knowledge and with more confidence that some of those games that we feel like that we let drop, that we can get those games this year. And then, like as you said, when we get in conference, it's a gauntlet. I think out of 8 teams, we may have 5 state championship coaches coaching those teams, man, because, you even got Anthony Lucas over there at PA, and I think he's a 2-time state champion, as well as Coach Reed at Cabot, who he's won as well down in El Dorado. He's won at Forest City. So there's a long history of just coaches that have proven themselves. The good thing about that is that I'm a young up-and-coming. I'm a first-time head coach, and so, I get to meet with those guys, and so it's just a force of knowledge, and hopefully, well, we're praying that we're contenders and we be able to compete, this year and from here on out. In which, talking to those coaches, they want us to be better as well because it just makes the league better.
Central's better than everybody. That helps everybody. I mean, it's just like you was talking about the history of the school. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
You have some fine-looking young men right here with you today. And I don't see any reason why you can't be a contender.
Yeah.
So Tell me a little bit about the culture that you guys are building over at Central. I can tell just from the time you've gotten there last season, I can tell that things are starting to change and things are starting to shift in a good direction. So tell me a little bit about the culture that you've installed at Central. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is your first full off season really there as the head coach.
Well, last year was my first full off season, but I'm gonna say this year is my first full off season where we had a 100-yard field, where we had access to a weight room for majority of the time, where we had a nice clean locker room, and we had access to running water on a daily. So you can say this is my first full off season where we actually had access to things that most teams, they don't think about. But when I first got there, those are things that we worried about on the daily. And the kids, man, I can say this. I'm from Little Rock. I'm a native of Little Rock. And this is a passion project for me, right? This is a thing that, like, I really believe in, and I believe in these guys because they're me. They're just me in a different time. And I think they're taking on that personality, and the culture is, like I said earlier, and I'm taking this from our basketball coach, win anyways. In spite of what we don't have, in spite of the adversity that we've been through, we're trying to find ways to win anyways, and we actually have a chip on our shoulder because, the funny thing is, no matter how down Central is, when a team comes and beat Little Rock Central, man, they celebrate like it's a championship every time. Every time, no matter how down it is, they will celebrate. So we take that chip and we remember those losses. We remember those heartaches and we remember those pains, and we're trying to get some get back this year. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing on offense and defense, just as far as X's and O's go, and maybe some of the guys that are going to make a big impact on your team.
We're up-tempo RPO offense. I came up under Hugh Freeze when I was in college. He was he was my head coach when I was a GA. He was also my offensive coordinator when I played at Arkansas State. So that's what we do there. We have, man, a returning O-line of all those guys of juniors and seniors who have been playing since some ninth grade year, and most been playing since 10th grade year. We have, like, Braylon Henderson. He's here with us today. He's probably like the captain on that O-line, man. He's short in stature, but, man, he's big in his presence there. He's like a wrecking ball when he comes around, man. He sits down, and, man, he's hard to move. And then when we're in the run game, man, he gives us tons of push. We also have Ricky Gaston, who's a junior, which he plays both ways. He's an H-back, and he's a defensive end. But, man, he got a lot of minutes there last year as a second string H-back, and he's going to help. And then our center, Evan Blackwell. Evan is a about to be a second-year starter who's going to be a junior. Cal Williams is a second-year starter who's about to be a junior. We had a move in from Texas, from Denron, a guy by the name of Tristan West, who's a phenomenal athlete, and he's going to help us out this year. And then just a host of guys like Gilbert Moore, Landon Kent, got a Gabriel Duhart, who are all just big in stature. We were very short across the line. I think that our height and our weight has went up this year, so people won't be getting as much penetration as they have in the past, and we'll be able to slow them down on the pass rush.
How many players you got, Coach?
So we've averaged this summer, the first session, we averaged 105. That's the average. The most we had show up this summer workout was around 117. The least we had show up for a summer practice was about 95.
Yes, sir.
That's a big difference from the 39 that it was when I first got there.
Absolutely. That makes it. You can't do anything with 39 in the 7A.
Exactly. And then defensively, we're going to be a 4-2-5 base, but, Ats can do different things. We can go 3-4 if we want to. We got a great addition, and the thing is, man, I'm so happy to have him because my whole mission was to put a fence around Little Rock, right? Keep Little Rock kids in Little Rock. Everybody knows if you keep Little Rock kids in Little Rock, you might have a chance to be competitive, right? And so what we done is some kids decide to move back to their home district where they were at, like Anthony Kennedy that's over there, man. He's highly touted. I think something came out the other day where he's like number 5 in his class at what he does. Just committed to the University of Miami, which is very big, man. When Jason Taylor walks on your campus, man, and is coming to recruit a guy, that's a pretty big deal.
Well, the Little Rock schools, when they're good, Central being one of those, the Razorbacks are good.
Yes, sir.
You can put that on a timeline and look. When the Razorbacks are good, Little Rock's good.
Yes. Exactly.
I mean, that's just how it works.
Exactly, man. And So yeah, talking about him on that side. Man, we have some linebackers who all got time last year. Our defensive backs, they've all played or started a game last year. And then we just have a host of others that can help as well. Which talking about a phenomenal athlete that was a phenomenal safety last year for us, Trey Stewart, named Ray Stewart the third. Actually, he plays safety for us, but he's really going to be like one of our premier running backs as well, and just a highly touted guy. And so I'm just looking forward to those guys as being impact players.
Right. Yes, sir.
So I'll ask you one more question, then we'll get some of your guys in here. What would you consider a successful season for your Tigers this year?
At the end of the day, I believe in growth, right? So last year, our official record was 2-8. So obviously, my original plan is to grow continuously each year. Man, I'm searching for 500 or better. I'm just being honest. But I tell my kids all the time, the sky's the limit, right? But if we can get Little Rock Central to being a 500-plus team each year, we know we've changed. I mean, when I got there, they hadn't won a game in 2.5 years. And then even my first year, we didn't win again. So we were on a 32-game losing streak. So obviously trying to continue to get more wins. And so growth is what I'm looking for. So if we can be 500 or better, that's a successful year for me. But at the end of the day, I think we can turn it around and do a little bit better than that as well.
All right, Coach, if you would, go ahead and introduce the first two guys you're going to be sending up here to us.
The first two guys that's coming to us is offensive lineman Braylon Henderson, senior, and then defensive tackle Anthony Kennedy.
He's a big old
senior.
boy there.
All right, if you would, just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourselves.
I'm Braylon Henderson. I'm from East Little Rock, and I just enjoy playing for Coach Robinson.
Anthony Kennedy, senior from Little Rock. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what it's like playing at Central and playing for Coach Robinson.
I enjoyed it. Ever since he came here my 10th grade year, I fell in love with him. And, I go to war for him.
I barely got to be around, but ever since I've been there, Coach Rob coached me, been keeping it real. Yeah, he's a cool coach.
So talk to me a little bit about your schedule this year. You guys play a really tough schedule, but I'm interested to see if there are any games on your schedule this year that you guys are really looking forward to, maybe a rivalry game or a game that's against a team that you guys just really want to take a shot at this year.
All of them.
I'm going to say Southwest, North Little Rock, and I want Bryant too.
All right, you want Bryant. That's a tough matchup there, but they're going to bring it, but I know you guys are too. You guys got some good athletes over there. So talk to me a little bit about the camaraderie and the brotherhood of your team, because football, when I played football, I would always tell people it's not like anything else. It's not like playing basketball or baseball, because you have to go out there and basically put your body on the line every play. And so tell me a little bit about what the brotherhood is like at Little Rock Central on that football team.
I mean, everybody cool with everybody. Everybody know each other, hang out with each other. And, yeah, everybody really close.
It's a lot of new people coming in, so we just got to embrace them and, make them feel like family on some stuff.
Yeah. So each of you tell me, after you guys stop playing for Little Rock Central, what's next for you guys?
So I recently just committed to University of Miami. So for the next 3 to 4 years, that's where I'm going to be playing at.
All right. What about you?
Hopefully I'll be at somebody college.
We play college ball?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, good to have you guys with us today. Really enjoyed talking to you. Coach, you want to send up your next two guys? Thank you, guys. All right, just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourselves.
My name is Jacoby Page. I play linebacker. I'm a senior, and I'm from Little Rock.
My name Philip Brewster. I'm from Little Rock.
So I'm going to ask you guys the same question I asked the guys I just talked to. What's it like playing for Coach Robinson over at Central?
He made me better every day. Yeah.
One thing I could say is, like, one thing playing for him is, like, how much energy he put into the team and how much he wants us to, like, do better. Like, even without him, like, playing for him in general, like, throughout college and stuff like that, to, like, just be better.
Tell me about what you guys might be excited for this year. Just, do you think you guys might have an offense that puts up a lot of points or a defense that's going to hit some people real hard, just something like that?
This year, I believe, like, we're going to be able to win like, most of our games and probably make it to the playoffs just because we have, like, a bunch of key players, like you said, like Ray Stewart. Then you got Philip Brewster, I would say. Then you got a couple of, like, linebackers. And then our secondary, which is very young, but they can do some stuff for sure.
So tell me a little bit about, it's kind of the same question I asked those other guys. Are there any games that you guys are looking forward to playing this year?
Springdale, Little Rock, Southside, Southwest, and Rogers.
And Little Rock Christian.
Yeah, Little Rock Christian.
For sure.
Yeah. So you guys play in a really tough conference. Do you guys embrace that competition?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Because I believe it's one of the hardest, like, conferences between, like, you got Conway, then you got definitely Bryant, with all their superstars and stuff like that. And then, all around. So it's like every team has a star player. So who knows?
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what you got, you guys being from Little Rock. Tell me a little bit about what it means to play for such a prominent program like Little Rock Central, and just what it means to play for a town like Little Rock.
One thing I can say is, like, playing for that school, you have, like, a lot of history on your back. So when they think about, like, when people think about Central, they think about, Central High School and, like, the historic and stuff like that. So I believe, like, when we come out there and play football, we're not just playing for just each other and stuff like that. We also playing for the school and the historic, like, that's been throughout the whole entire school.
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you for being here, talking to me today. Coach, you got one more? One more? All right. We'll get him in here. Thank you guys for coming down and talking to us. All right. Just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. My name is Ricky Gaston. I'll be a junior this upcoming year. I play tight end and DN. I'm from Little Rock.
So, what's it like playing for Coach Robinson?
It's an amazing experience because, like, each day he wants you to get better. He cares about you individually. He wants you to grow as a person each and every day.
So, tell me a little bit about, you said you're a junior, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
tell me a little bit about this senior class. Do you think that they're doing things right now to set you guys up better for the future?
Yes, sir. They're a very good example of what's, like, the leadership of this team should be. They're a very good example. They show what we should and should not do. They're really good job. They're really good at keeping us in check.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about being a junior. Are you looking forward to being a senior next year and leading the team?
Yes, sir.
So are you taking any steps right now to kind of establish that leadership for yourself?
Right now, I'm working on, like, leading my team more, like, speaking up more around and, like, telling them right from wrong more. Yes, sir.
So tell me a little bit about what the community is like at Little Rock Central and what it's like to play under the Friday night lights there.
It's amazing. Before each game, the team moms feed us. He gets together. We all sit down. He wants to relax, get off our feet. He wants us to have a good game so we don't have fatigue in the game. It's amazing. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about this upcoming season. You've got another season after this, but being a junior, what are you looking to build on this season to work to your senior year?
My junior, I want to put up, like, stats, put up points for my team, like make my team, like, a bigger, put my team on a map more. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just tell me a little bit about, like I asked them, what it's like playing for such a historic school like Central.
So, like, when your school has, like, a whole bunch of championships and, like a whole bunch of trophies, like, you want to be able to, like build on top of that. You don't want to, like, decrease, like, the wins and stuff. You want to be able to, like, build on top of those. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for coming here and talking to me today. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Coach Robinson, thank you for coming here and bringing your guys. We appreciate you. We're going to take a break real quick, and then we'll be back with the Jacksonville head coach, Coach.